Okay, today is going to be an extremely busy video, but it's going to be good. We've already, previous videos, the JCC anthracite up and down lights out the front. They're currently unwired, they're not powered, it's all been brought back to the board. Then I've done on another video the flexi conduit up in the soffits to install JCC 100 watt floodlights. 3 of them, that's right, 3 of them. And then to bounce off this, because I knew I was getting this product, I wanted to do this at some point. In the soffits, we're going to do some X50s as a temporary measure for now for the wiring, because it's all up there in the loft ready. I'm going to change all the soffits over at some point because 1, they're rotten, 2, they're white, 3. Anyway, so RF Solutions have sent me their Riot 4-way wireless switching system. So for this, works perfectly for me because every single light has got its own feed all the way back to the fuse board directly behind you. Don't know why I'm pointing. Where this can go, and it is a 4 relay receiver, don't quote me on that, where we can wire things in individually. So we could turn around and put stuff on the fobs if we wanted to. But for what I wanted it for is an app on my phone so I can control it on a timer. Or we can also, once it gets linked to the internet, we can set it on a day and night, dusk and dawn sensor, some people would say. So it currently knows time and date and what time it gets light and dark where I live. So it will automatically throughout the year adjust and come on and off as I want it to. So I will do that for the up and down lights and the soffit lights, but then the floodlights for myself will just be a fob operated thing on the side where we've got a little bit of an astro pitch going on. I'll explain in a little bit where the kids are playing, it's getting a bit dark, let's say more winter time. I can go, oh, don't worry about it, bang on, bang off, or use your phone. First things first, the majority of this video is probably going to be spent in the loft, which I'm not looking forward to, and it's already getting hot, so gonna get undressed very shortly. Also, if anyone's out there, I'm enjoying so much working at my own house, and I know I make some money doing these videos, but if any, I mean, what's it called? If there's any sugar daddies, sugar mummies that want to pay for me and I could just not be an electrician anymore and just continuously do my house, and every now and then I'll send you a picture of my feet or something, let me know. Worth an ask. Anyway, I'm probably going to put 3 lights up in the soffits for now. It's got these little weird really clean air vents, obviously for airflow through, which annoyingly and not annoyingly are the perfect size for me to put the downlights in. But I know you're meant to have them, and they're sort of in the wrong spot because one's like directly behind the gutter. So I'm going to put 3 new lights in. I'm going to get them cut now, come up with me, and then we're going to jump in the loft and start throwing some cables across. One mil on there, we've got this, we've got a rod. Take 2 rods up. So this is what I mean about the air vents. Look how manky it is. It's ply underneath, it's plastic on top. If you remember the one I did around there, it just fell to hell. This is all getting replaced, but my spots will actually fit in here. But the location of this one and this one, I know it's only a temporary thing, but I still want it to look nice. And then that one's in front of the gutter. I'm thinking one here, one the same position, and then one the other side of the bay window. So I'm gonna link this across to the cable I put in originally for the soffit lights. Stay there. Ah, Jesus. And I've got the other rod, because I want to see if it is possible we can just feed the cables down the soffits to the next one. And I would say that's a yes. So the soffit bits are done, drilled, and I've just gone round and started looking at the flexi conduit for the big floodlight. But I think it's because I was so ill when I was doing it, I only did the one, I never did the back 2. So we will see whether I can be bothered, or we can definitely get one working. And I'm up there anyway, so I can run the cables. But as you know from all the other videos, running the conduit through the cavity is not a 5-minute job, it's more. So all I'm doing here is it's a 25mm flexible conduit that comes out at an angle. So I'm just allowing it to feed into the box itself, and we will silicone the hell out of it. And I listened to everyone's advice. I got a more expensive gun, and oh my God, does it make a difference. So I think this was only 20 quid, and I don't even know what brand this is. It was just an Amazon one. Superflow, there you go. That's what she said. And yeah, world of a difference for the silicone guns, so yeah. And then for these lights, because these are such big lights and they're such big holes, I can just put a wood screw in it with a washer, but because a lot of the Give Energy stuff, which is covered in all my stuff there, comes with these massive bolts, I thought ideal. And the biggest fisher plug that I've got goes up to, it's a 10mm that you got to drill, but then these are the plugs that come with it, so it's going to be this boy, and I'll run to this in a second. Through there, which means, not very often, I get to use this. Ooh. Just showing you guys how it works in case you didn't know. Do that, and then you do that, and it goes the other way. Amazing. I bought all this stuff, just to let you know. And also I bought that. I've just put this together. Velocity box, and then a ladder hanger upside down. Because, so I've got this, it arrived yesterday actually. 250, so I think it's about 250 quid. It's the M12 version of the SDS, and I saw Ryan Davis get it the other day, and I was like, oh god, I don't need that. And I looked more and more into it because I was going to get some 5 amp high powered M12 stuff because I just use obviously my combi drill all the time. And I thought, oh, sod it, why not? Because it's got the hook, like a couple of my other stuff has, which I do actually use quite a lot, especially with these new trousers I've got. And with the 2 batteries, the charger, which I don't need because I've got loads of bay chargers, it is little, and it's got hammer function in it as well. And genuinely, this is the first time it's about to ever go with, but I'll let you know. But yeah, not sponsored, bought it myself, and we'll see. All right, everybody mark these out. Let's give this a go. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Why is the hammer function not working? Hey, guess what? I left all the raw plugs on the side. Right, that's sealed. That's my lovely rotten thing. There is a bin bag stuck in there. The cable on these isn't fantastically long, so but I would like to cover that up. So I think if we mount this on the corner here, so from down that's covered, the cable will go in, and it's going to be fabulous. Oh, one of them days. Right, so with this, it doesn't, the other SDS, when you start going on it, it almost kicks into SDS mode instantly, like the hammer and a rotary. But this, you've got to, so that is all ready. I was so tempted just to leave this little socket set on here, but like, oh, because I'm going to, 100% it's going to fall off all the way down. So that's the other corner. There was meant to be 2 drilled down there, one on exactly the same duplicate as this, and then one just around the corner, sort of the top of the conservatory. But I've got my scaffolding going up, I think fingers crossed tomorrow, because all my solar panels are just there. Now this is done, time for the loft. The loft. So I think this is the first time that I've shown this off with the bundle of stuff I'm about to show you. We've got some Ethernet coming up across. The orange ones are the 2 feeds that go down that I had to link into there for the Ring doorbell, so that's temporary. But some of the stuff that I'm going to be doing now is sort of going to be laid temporary. As much as I've got the cable stapler up here, is when the PV goes on, hopefully end of this week, next week. Here is the Ultra PV ready for the solar stuff. But being the way I am, there's potential. I do want to do a loft conversion. It's all down to money, and it's all down to how much stuff I'm allowed to do myself. But like I said before, if anyone is out there that knows how to do loft conversions, that wants to come and go, Nick, there's a list of things, this is what you've got to do. You can do it by yourself. Good luck with it. Brilliant, let me know, thank you. There is a guy that said as well, I need to check the gable end because this brickwork's shocking. I have to admit, yeah, it is shocking. Future Nick's problem. But I wanted to do tray work across the baseline, hence why I ran a hideous amount of length of cable to go clip it all, get it out of the way. So if this gets converted, all the stuff that I put in is now not in the way, but that's not today's issue. This is today's issue. So we've got CCTV, blue is the access, we've got Ultra PV, we've got 3 different floodlight feeds. So I labelled them up flood 1, 2, 3 and 4. Flood 1 is the ring camera directly at the front of the house, which links to the other one. 2 was for the back corner, which we're working at, and 3 and 4 are for the back other corner that I haven't drilled through yet. So let's go and have a look at them and climb through the loft. We have got this, which will be used shortly. And I know the soffit feed is too short, which is this one. Yeah, that's a lot. What a shame. Now that's on, we've got flood 2, which should say flood 2. Don't show me up here. Yep, flood 2, and then 3 and 4 over there. When I did it, it was pulled up across and measured. I can't remember if I went up, across, down and across, or I went that way and across. But there's a good chunk of cable, and while I'm up here as well, because I've turned the extractor fans off with the kids, because 1, they're pointless, and 2, I want to get ripped out of the way. Look at this. What's that going to do? So as and when I get round to doing the bathrooms, there's one thing I'm going to do. I mean, this still works, I'll use this as well, but I was going to get 2 of these and put them next to each other, wire them in the same, do a Y joint, and then all the suction. But I'll let you know how that goes. This is the first time I've actually crawled into this corner, and it's the FlexiCon. So that worked well. Let's just hope I can actually feed the cable down and it pops out where I want it. Oh, I've just jumped down for a minute because pushing it down the FlexiCon, I've got so far and it's not gone, so I think it's come out the other end. So, bit of fresh air. I'm taking the bits up. In case it's out, I can just make it off, do it. That's a big fat no. So even though I need to be less than a metre away, I'm going to go all the way down, all the way back in. I cannot see anything. And my fat ass fingers cannot, yeah, brilliant. I don't even want to try that. I got silicone all over it now. I went, cool, bye. Oh, there's a wasp in here. That is in, up, down, over there. I ended up losing my rag with it, so we didn't film it. I went up and down 3 times. Ended up using that to push it through because it was just getting clogged constantly. So that's up and done. The 2 cables are through, down, and they're laid over here, ready. Maybe if I've got time today, they're there, I can drill through and do it. But as it is now, I can jump, do the soffit lights, and get out of the loft. Right, I'm just measuring here, so when I go up, I can cut the cable and not have to worry about coming down and up again. Oh, it's a nice doorbell. It looked like an effort to fit. Absolutely. Alright, I brought that manky thing to come back up. The next 50, you can go in the soffit for a second. That's a gutter, never mind. It is time. Really wish I put my mask on and put a hoodie on in the loft, but we're okay. Soffits are done, up and down lights done, 1 floodlight's done. Just the 1. Coming on to the Riot RX4, says it just there. So within it, we've got 4 different modules. We've got a permanent live neutral earth in. From this, they've supplied 5-way Wagos for your neutrals and your earth CPCs, if you want to be like that about it. That can just go down there wherever. And we do a link cable from the permanent live across to the common on each one. So I got millions of places to mount this, but this also is going to free up a lot of space within the board because, as you might know from previous videos, this is full of 6 amps. It's just a pure lighting board. And this one is everything other than lighting to go on here, which obviously we've not got to yet. This is an IP rated enclosure and it can go outside and you can pour water on it, it'd be absolutely lovely. And it would work really nicely, not up here because this is the comms cab. I can put this down here and then I'll take this off in a second and you can see behind. I can potentially take this off, put it behind, or just don't shoot the messenger here, is remove these and put that within this. Would this affect the signal? We would have to find out and give it a test. Would this create a Faraday cage as everyone says online? Yes. And with all the other bits, with the extension that's going to go on up here, we're going to get a fair bit of metal, and also we've got a lot of tray that you're all hanging off at the moment. So probably don't do that on this video. We can always try it in the future. Let me get this off. Let's have a mooch. Let's have a play. There's all this lovely excess. We don't want the red one. We don't want to be turning the smoke alarm circuit on and off. Flood 2, flood 3, flood 4. So it's these 4 that are going in. So what we'll do is use one of these many spare breakers at the moment, feed this into this, put these into this, and it should just be as simple as that. I downloaded the app, connect that to the Wi-Fi, and then we've got the fobs, we can connect it. I'm going to do every single one on a fob and also put the up and down lights and the soffit light on timers or dusk and dawn, depending how we are. And then it just shows you in a little bit. I can use the fob, click it on, click it off. It won't override the other stuff in the sense of it won't delete the history or delete the setting it's in. It just means as and when I turn it off, it will just go back to dusk and dawn or the timer. That's the plan. So, as you can see now, this is literally one of the reasons why everything was brought off the wall, had hideous amount of slack, ran down in tray, which gives me accessible room with the modular wall to go and do something. And so far, it's working well. This is an aerial, and this goes in here, and this is going to be important in a second, not only because it helps it receive and transmit and all that sort of stuff, but it also is going to determine how low I can put this down. So what I've decided, with all the slack and all this lovely room I've got here, currently, that is obviously the temp bore that you've seen on other videos. That is how they're going to stay or going to go. Doesn't really need to be here once all this is done. But because I want to see this, it's a cool bit of kit, I want it visible, I'm going to put it down here. So instead of keeping it watertight and IP rated with all the glands that it comes with, I've not showed this, it comes with 20mm stuffers, I'm going to put this here and then going to cut a slot where my thumb is, down below. That's going to allow my cables to go rear entry, classic, into the back. I'm not going to cut any of this off because it's wonderful slack. You don't want to be getting rid of that, hence the reason of this. Loop that up in there. It means this is visible, it's accessible, I can get it in line with this, and if we need to do maintenance on it or want to change some stuff around, we can, rather than it be hidden behind everything. And also, if stuff like this does interfere with the signalling and everything, and I go and then put it behind it, that would be the best option, is it? So there, accessible, get it done. Right, cue the camera around the neck and me heavy breathing in your ear, sorry. I'll just quickly show off, so they're the links, where he goes, stuffing gland. If you can never find the antenna, because it took me a minute, it's actually in this bag in between these 2 stuffing glands. So I was like, it was there somewhere, got the receivers. They also sent me across, which is called the bogey board. Not making it up, it's a real thing. So this is a 4-way, so it links to this. So if you wanted to turn around and not use a fob, but use a light switch, a wireless light switch. So when I mean a wireless light switch, you can use a normal one that links between these as it's operated up and down. This then pairs to this, so you don't have to have a fob. But if you want to do outside lighting, but you wanted a traditional 4-gang or 2-gang light switch on, this just goes in the back with a battery, links it through to this, gets it done. We're not going to be using that on this because obviously everything's here and we're using the fob and the timers. It's one of the things they do. So I just haven't looked through this, I've already downloaded the app, but everything you need for an idiot like me to get it working. We're back and we're done. I got distracted with cheese and bean toasties inside. In here, right feed coming down, it's currently off. And in here, so we've got a feed that's linked in, looped round, coming across into our common, which is linked over. I know it comes with the red cable, but I was doing it anyway. Everything's linked through, so you've doubled up everything that comes in, also doubles up and comes out. So your live comes and links through into the commons, your obviously neutral and your earth. CPC goes into the way it goes here. I tried to dress it nicely and whatever, and then we've got flood 3 and flood floor. That one obviously not wiring correctly at all at the moment, hence I've just left it completely out. So as of right now, I should be able to bang that on, and we have lights. So I'm going to read through the instructions, but I'm pretty sure the app on my phone, can you see that? It's called Riot Systems. Please learn our receiver before continuing. No receiver learned. You see that? So I've got to click plus. System name. Tripods. Outside light. Joke, it's just a school nickname. Enter setup mode on the receiver, then click OK. Well, I was going to run you through the process and sort of figure it out for myself and then go back, but it literally took like 3 seconds. You literally click, there's a tiny button in there that says learn. Hold that down for 5 seconds. That then flashes. You go over to your phone, go to your Wi-Fi settings, connect your Wi-Fi that emits, and then you just go in and you put your Wi-Fi name and password in the top bit. And the next bit was like location here, and I was like, oh, what's my longitude and latitude? I didn't look properly, and you can just click it and it does your location, does it for you. And you just click save. That then flashed, reset itself, and it was done. And it was as simple as that. So, swipe to unlock. And now this will be the up and down lights. That clicks on, that clicks off. So, before we do the fobs, let's go outside, let's have a look. I never get bored of this. Boom. Ho 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 ho. Oh, this is going to be sick at night time, especially with the other two over there. That there is flashing. That there is linked. Oh my god, that was easy. Got these fancy LEDs. Hold that down. 2. And that's it. Let's go and have a look. It's silly because the amount of stuff I do with technology, and when I get sent stuff, and when I just buy stuff myself and do it, you know, and you just think, why is it not working? How is it just doing EV chargers, trying to commission them, trying to test them? You think, why is it not connected to the Wi-Fi? I've not had any of these issues with this. It's like setting a timer then, I've just gone, timer, I want to do the up and down lights, turn on at 8, turn off at 6 in the morning. Okay, done. Oh, you don't want to try and hassle me or make me make terrible noises come on. Anyway, we'll put the lid on now so you can see what it looks like, and then we will have a look. 8 o'clock tonight, we'll go out, the timer should be on, we'll use the fob for the floodlight, see how bright that is. And I would love to go and do the other ones out the back right now, but we are probably sitting at 4:30, and I've got sanding and painting to do. Beautiful. Oh, also, we had a casualty the other day. Oh dear, oh dear. I'll bury it later, don't you worry. Right, see you later on. Hi guys, me again, wearing a vest. That one's just come on. So I came out about 10 minutes ago to be like, why aren't the soffit lights coming on? Oh yeah, because I completely forgot to wire them in. Obviously I just went and tested them really quickly, wired them in. So we got the app, the up and down lights came on. I also realised when I went back about 20 minutes after, this was backwards on my phone, and I'd wired into the off side. So the buttons are reversed, so I've switched them over now, idiot, and also put the soffit one in. So if we turn around and we go bada bing, and then we'll turn these ones off, like that. I mean, it's like instant if I, know what I'm saying? So they're great, fabulous. Chappie over the road asked me to do this for him ages ago, and I said, well, I'm gonna do it mine soon. You can have a look at this. And then just before the ring camera gets me here, is I can turn around and ignore all the plasterboard. It's got to go to the tip. Apparently you can't put them in skips anymore. Look at the state of this. Oh, ring camera, shut up. That is insane. Oh God, one of my neighbours just come back and I'm stood here with a camera and a vest on at 9 o'clock at night. So that is really a basic run through of the right stuff. It's a couple of days later because I wanted to have a play to make sure I'm happy with how everything's gone. The timers worked perfectly. Obviously we had a bit of a hiccup. One, for wiring the things the wrong way, and two, the soffit lights. But there's one thing that I've lost sleep over. Went up to walk the dog in the morning, turned round, the soffit lights were off because it was off the timer, and but the day up and down lights were on. I took a picture, and I'm not sure if you can see, but when I wired in the up and down lights ages ago, I went off the centre columns of the bricks that were there. And then when I did the soffit lights, I went off the column bricks up top. Obviously, I know it's a temporary thing, like I said, because I am doing the soffits at some point, so I can readjust stuff. But the far left one and the far right one, the soffit lights are directly in line with the up and down lights. You think, oh, beautiful. Just as I turned my head and I looked back, instantly felt sick. I went all hot. I thought like, oh, it brought me back to plastering again. But anyway, there's a slight variation by at least half a foot between the soffit light and the up and down light below. It's fine. It's as simple as that. You got the fobs, you got your phone, you got your timer, you got your dusk and dawn stuff. There's loads of other bits you can do with it. They've sent through some other bits as well, which are link systems where you turn around. Oh, my neighbour's just come out and seen me recording a video. Morning! But we'll do that in future videos. But when we go to the outside lights, once the garden starts being done, we're going to use this system as well, because I've actually got two of them. So all the links down below for the right stuff. Neighbour wants me to do the same soffit lights at his. And I said to him, I'll make sure they're in line. So I'll put all the links to the right stuff below. Go and check that out. Like I said, they've sent me this stuff through. I wanted to have a play. I've seen it for a long time. And I think I saw it on, was it Corey's channel or was it Artisans when Corey used to work for him? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's been a pleasure, guys. You'll see this in the future with some other stuff. Thank you very much for watching. Love you, bye.